I'll say something really controversial. I might have made a video about this before. So, since we're not stifling illegal immigration, we think it's a right or something. A lot of people are under the assumption that illegal immigration is a right. Well, fine. You know, I do believe people should be able to go wherever they want to go, have what they want and stuff like that. Really, the only thing about working is to maintain the structure that founded society today. But when it comes to voting rights, there should at least be a 2 to 3 generation gap between immigration and the right to vote. Now, the reason for that is, one, to prevent a massive flood of immigrants that could obtain the majority vote. Now, we've all read The Jungle, Upton, Sinclair, right? That's, having people vote in a circle endlessly, that's no different than a flood of immigrants that overwhelm your populace, weed you out, and then obtain majority vote. That can happen. So if we were to ban the right to vote for immigrants, specifically based on a certain margin, so then the generation gap offsets. It's no different than the process of eliminating racism in the United States. It has taken generations of people and their children who are more acclimated to modern societies as blending together has weeded out a majority of racism, right? To understand the laws of free will properly and more naturally. Well, it's just people don't understand that if this system is fair and the people coming into this country actually want to participate in this system, this system, they would understand it naturally and it would spread outwardly. But that hasn't happened. There are people that just come in and change everything. They want to destroy the system even though they're pretending to want to participate in it. As I said, with the paradox of democracy, it's that democracy ends up destroying itself because democracy isn't really needed for every little thing. You don't have to have a majority vote. That's why we have representatives. Now, when the representatives are demanded upon for a vote, well, then you have a vote of no confidence. And that's when the community, I had to write a report for it because nobody else understood vote of no confidence. And the city council here had been basically, circumventing the demand for a public vote from the majority of the populace that elected these officials. They don't elect them to deny their vote. They elect them to stand in position of the people so that the people don't have to congregate for every little matter, because eventually population grows so much and there's 10,000 people. You can't always be in City Hall with 10,000 people for every little matter. So that's why we have representatives. Well, right now, with immigration, the money's being sent back. It's funding more immigration, and they come in, and we have empathy and sympathy, and it just sends more money to wherever to bring more people. And the system's not spreading. How are these people not defending their land? Or, a lot of these countries, you can go and buy any goddamn fucking gun you want, and yet the people are being oppressed by their Second Amendment. And so they come here blaming the Second Amendment. Now they want to remove the Second Amendment. And what has that done for them back home who are not willing to fight and defend themselves? It's just going to reciprocate the same process of corruption. So you bring the flaws of your country here, and you mandate upon us, even though you're a victim back home, and you think that we're giving you a better life. Well, see, that's why you need that generational gap, to prolong the constitutional philosophy. And what it is up here takes generations. You can't just come here and say, oh, I have rights now to vote against you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been coming here in the first place, because it's the same mentality back home, right? Of those people that don't afford you to vote to vote against them. So you're collapsing the same system that affords you the same right. So it's a system of collapse. And that's one big flaw of democracy. That's what I'm saying. It won't. It's not a self-sustainable system all the time, as long as it's not self-aware for the minority. The greater good is often the lesser good. As long as you can understand that paradox, the greater good is often the lesser good, then you're left deriving until you actually find something worth having democracy for.